Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a dynamic effort bench press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, be greatly appreciated. Alright, today I did 5x5 with chains on the speed bench, and I just kept pinkies on the rings. You know why? I like to rotate the grips a lot, but in this case I'm like, let's just do some sessions where I use the bench grip that gives the most mechanical tension on the pecs. Let's just get explosive, get fast, and create the most tension possible there. So, and for me, that's pinkies on the rings, puts my forearms in that position. I've made videos on that topic. Again, the speed work felt good. Took me a bit to get the dumbbells adjusted afterwards on the bench, finding the right position. I need to take a marker and number all the holes on this on this bench press because again, it's going to make my life a lot easier. Something I need to just go ahead and get done. I realized that today because it took me forever to find those sweet spots for the dumbbells and everything. Like I literally had loaded partial weight on the dumbbells and had to change the holes like 4 times, for the holders. But, the speed bench went good, and then the benching went good. And I'm kind of liking the way I'm rotating around the max work and the speed work to where we do barbell work on the max effort day, and then we do a bunch of dumbbell work on dynamic effort day. Now, it took me a minute to get in the groove on these dumbbells. It's going to be so awkward. Plus, I'm trying to bring the elbows out more than I previously did. I noticed from this stuff the last time my pec DOMs were there. Actually, my pecs hurt. So that's, not always good. We don't always want DOMs, but it means we got a good novel training response there. So I want to try to replicate, that same position, which means the elbows out a little bit more. My shoulders are healthy enough to handle it because I really have to bring up my pecs. If I want my wider grip benching to go up, because it still never caught my close grip, would have been my best close grip versus even pinkies on the rings been this last training cycle. All right, when I bulked up a little heavier than I am now. 365 close grip, 355 on a normal. Well, I need to get to 405. And mechanically, I'm more likely to do that with a wider grip. So we really need to bring up the pecs. It doesn't mean we don't bring up the delts and the triceps. Triceps are going to get a lot of love because I want to make sure my close grip is strong too. And that's really what brought my close grip up was I feel like all the band work, which we're going to try to do 10 sets. That's going to be my main tricep work. We're doing all this other pressing. My triceps don't need other heavy movements. The incline, the first set looked really rough. I haven't done these in a long time. And I think even last year I only did these once or twice. All right, I really, really want to focus on getting good at all these dumbbell movements. And I really want to bring incline up. So we're going to have to practice these. That first set, I felt weaker. It was all range of motion was off, bar path was off. But as I got further into more sets, it got a little bit better. The thing is, though, incline is so tight for me. Like, this is really almost using the dumbbells. I don't know if I can get much lower than I'm doing here because I have to have weight on the bar to even touch the bar to my chest on incline at this 45 degree. Like, sometimes with an empty bar, I struggle to touch my chest. But it's because my lats get in the way. So, realistically, I would have liked these to be a little deeper, but I'm hoping with some practice and finding just the right angles, I can get these down to where I can get a deeper range of motion. But for me, this actually feels stretched, right? This feels stretched at the bottom. It feels like that's as deep as I can go. So I'm getting a deep stretch reflex. In fact, because of this, I know I'm going to have pec DOMs tomorrow. I did last time I did incline also, by the way. So we're getting a good training effect, but I do want to see if over time I can find the exact position, wrist position, as far as the amount of pronation versus supination to get those deeper. All right. I did chins, and, again, I'm not even going to argue about my range of motion with people. You guys know what's up with my elbows. I've proven it over and over and over and over. I'm not going to discuss it any further. We're done. All right. Chins. And I decided as much as supine work is a little bit concerning, and I like what winning and other people have to say about it, I still feel it comes down to overuse. And I think I can get away with some supine work and bring my lagging biceps up because my arms, are generally a weak link. Maybe not even strength-wise, but definitely appearance. And, I've got to be honest. I've got to get leaner and look bigger. It's going to help my outreach. And getting leaner is going good. It's going good. Even though I have another meet coming up here soon, I'm not going to put exact details out. You guys will find out after the fact. I'd rather just show up at meets for a while in peace before big events coming up, just to get practice, get more numbers on the board, knock down some new state records. I'm still trimming down just slowly a little bit. I do need to get leaner. And then after the meet, I may cut down more so that I can get away with a nice lean bulk to come up. But that's going to be the idea. I don't want to do big water cuts, so I want to always be within a few pounds of weight class. So I can just fast for half a day and make weight. Just don't eat anything after 5 o'clock or drink anything and then go weigh in the next morning. Good. So we did 3 sets of chins, and then I supersetted all the band press downs between so that I can get 10 sets in a timely manner. Everything in the back half of my workout got a tricep extension. A band press down for triceps after. But we did 3 sets of roughly 10 reps on chins. Then I did 2 sets of wide grip, neutral grip pull-ups, just to have some variation in. But I did notice this last time when I did 3 sets of each, I had lat DOMs that still lasted through much of the weekend. So again, that's probably not ideal. It's too much novel training effect of doing a bunch of pull-ups and chin-ups again. So I limited it to 2 sets today. And I'm hoping that will avoid the DOMs issue, because I felt a lot of lat and I feel a lot of arm on these. Now, obviously, they still hit rear delts and upper back. I hope everyone realizes that. Rows hit it slightly better, but by doing the laterals later, I bring that up, because I'm hitting the traps, rear delts, side delts, everything with a dumbbell lateral raise. So again, this is really a lot of just hypertrophy work. A lot of hypertrophy work off the back side of the speed work, right? And that's how we're going to do it. It's how we absolutely need to do it. Sorry about the background noise. Hopefully it's not too loud in the mic. So 2 sets of pull-ups, 3 sets of chin-ups, and then we supersetted band press downs between all of that. I'm going for just 40 as my baseline because I'm doing so many. I can get up to 60, but my goal was to get at least 40. Some of them I grabbed a few more, just because the fatigue accumulates over time on that. But again, we're talking about accumulating large amounts of volume on the band work, which causes, potential a lot of micro tearing due to the overspeed eccentric. It will build my tendons, and it'll, again, give me a huge amount of very recoverable tricep volume. Why? Because it's a prehab type exercise, okay? It's a prehab type exercise, so we can handle higher volumes just like we do with the reverse hyperextension. So I think these are going to be the 2 movements where I push the volumes really high. Everything else is going to get 2 or 3 sets of just quality work. But again, I noticed the tremendous increase last time I did this in a phase on my bench. My closed grip bench just accelerated, right? It climbed all the way back up to 365, all right? And we need to pass all that. I mean, even for my new weight class, the Texas state record is a 385 bench. I've got to beat that, right? And I need to beat it this coming year. So triceps are going to matter, pecs are going to matter, because really at the end of the day, what brings up your bench the most? Muscle mass. You get people say, well, then how come bodybuilders don't have the best benches? Because they're not as big as the guys with the best benches. That's a kind of a delusion that people have. But yet, look how many pro bodybuilders can rep 500 pounds on a bench, or can rep 405 on an incline. Okay, your pro tons of them can, when they actually bother to put the weight on the bar. So yeah, that is true. But people have to remember there also, do you guys really think any pro bodybuilder has as much lean mass in their upper body as the guys who are benching 700 plus? If you look at the studies we have on the bench, the answer would be they probably don't. But those guys aren't bodybuilder lean. But most of them have been well over 300 pounds. Look at the body weights on the guys who are benching that much. These guys aren't 270, 280. They're 350, they're 400. Hey, they have a huge amount of muscle mass in their upper bodies. And it probably is more than these pro bodybuilders. Just they're not dieted down lean for you to see it. That's why. All right, so I went ahead and did after the laterals. I did a couple sets of standing curls. I thought about doing these as incline curls, but I'm like, let's not risk just the shoulder inflammation on it. Let's just do them standing. We get a nice good stretch position. We get a good range of motion because of the dumbbells. All right, got a great pump in my biceps, but I figured look at the two angles we got from the chin-ups to pull-ups, do 2 sets. Because even then, what is our concern with injury? We know supine grip stuff has a higher injury risk, but is it overuse? I think it is. I think guys are tearing their biceps all the time. And again, ask surgeons, they'll tell you they do it all the time. Gym bros tear biceps every day doing curls. Probably going too heavy and they're doing 20 sets. That's why. It's overuse. So I think if I keep it tame and just focus on some good quality sets after chins, I'm hoping it'll be okay. I think it will. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.